Your choices, your dreams, even your personality, all shaped by what others expect from you. It's suffocating, right? But there's a way out, a path to true freedom that doesn't require you to change the world around you, but to change something within yourself. Enter the art of detachment. It's about to shake things up in your life, and you won't believe how. Ready to discover what makes this approach so different? Let's dive in and find out why everyone's talking about it. We've all been there, caring too much about what others think. It's not just wanting to be liked, but a deep-rooted need for validation that shapes our lives. From our fashion choices to our career paths, we're constantly seeking approval. And while it might seem harmless, and this mindset is secretly sabotaging our happiness and success, think about it. How many times have you held back from speaking your mind because you were afraid of judgment, or pursued a goal that didn't truly align with your passions just because it was what your parents or society expected? These small compromises add up, creating a life that looks good on paper but feels empty inside. The psychological impact of this constant approval seeking is huge. Studies show that people pleasers are more likely to experience anxiety, depression, and burnout. It's like carrying the weight of everyone else's expectations on your shoulders. And let me tell you, it's exhausting. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be this way. Imagine the freedom that comes with letting go of all that. Picture waking up each day knowing that your choices are truly your own, feeling confident in your decisions because they align with your values, not someone else's. That's the power of detachment. It's not about not caring at all, but about caring for the right things. So, what if I told you there's a way out of this cycle? A path to reclaiming your authentic self and living life on your own terms? It might seem impossible now, but trust me, it's within your reach. In the next section, we're going to explore exactly how to make it happen and start living your best, most authentic life. Now, I know what you're thinking. Detachment sounds cold, right? But hold on to your hats, because we're about to flip that idea on its head. Let's get real for a second. Detachment isn't about becoming an emotionless robot. It's all about finding that sweet spot where you can care deeply without losing yourself in the process. Imagine loving someone with your whole heart, but not spiraling into anxiety when they take forever to text back. That's the kind of emotional freedom we're talking about. Now, here's where things get interesting. There's a fine line between healthy detachment and straight up not caring. We don't want to cross into apathy territory where nothing matters anymore. Instead, we're aiming for that perfect balance where we care about the right things in the right way. Think of detachment as your secret weapon for building stronger relationships. When you're not constantly freaking out about what others think or trying to control every little thing, you create space for real connections. For example, imagine going on a first date without obsessing over every word you say. Or picture yourself at work, sharing your ideas without fear of judgment. That's the power of detachment in action. But here's the real game changer. Detachment isn't just about how you relate to others. It's about getting to know the real you, the person underneath all the people-pleasing and approval-seeking. When you master detachment, you're not just freeing yourself from others' opinions, you're discovering your authentic self. So, are you ready to start this journey of letting go? Trust me, once you experience true emotional freedom, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Let's level up together and embrace the power of detachment. Freedom sounds great, but how do you actually get there? There are 5 concrete steps that can transform your approach to life and lead you to emotional independence. This journey isn't always easy. It takes practice and patience, but the payoff is worth every bit of effort. Let's break down these 5 steps to reclaim your power. First, self-awareness. This is about recognizing when you're getting too caught up in others' opinions or external circumstances. It's like watching your thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them. Next, boundaries. Clear, kind boundaries define what's okay and what's not in your relationships. It's saying no to that extra project at work without feeling guilty, or telling your friend you can't always be their on-call therapist. Step 3 is letting go of control. Accepting that some things are out of your hands is like taking a deep breath after holding it for way too long. Self-compassion is step 4. Start treating yourself like you'd treat your best friend, with kindness and understanding. Cut yourself some slack when things don't go perfectly. Finally, inner focus. This could be meditation, journaling, or any practice that helps you tune into your inner world. It's about building that inner peace that stays strong when life gets crazy. These steps are backed by research on mindfulness and cognitive behavioral techniques. When you start putting them into practice, you'll notice changes in how you react to stress, handle relationships, and see yourself. Imagine waking up, feeling confident in your choices, not second-guessing every decision. Picture yourself staying calm in a disagreement instead of getting defensive. That's the power of mastering detachment. Now, let's explore how these steps can help you navigate a world that's constantly trying to influence you. Ever feel like the world's trying to squeeze you into a mold that just doesn't fit? We've all been there. It's that feeling of societal expectations pressing in from all sides, telling us who to be, how to act, what to want. And it's exhausting, right? Trying to keep up while still holding on to who you really are. There's this constant tug of war inside us, the desire to fit in versus our authentic self, screaming to be heard. Sometimes it feels like we're losing ourselves in the process. But what if there's a way to navigate this without losing your true self? It's about building an unshakable foundation of self-acceptance. Let's talk strategy. First, get crystal clear on your values. What genuinely lights you up inside? Once you know that, decisions become easier. It's like having an internal compass always pointing you in the right direction. Next, find your tribe. Surround yourself with people who love you for your quirks. When the world gets too loud, they'll remind you of who you really are. Here's a powerful move. Practice saying no. It's about setting boundaries. Every time you say no to something that doesn't align with your authentic self, you're saying yes to who you really are. The more you do it, the stronger you get. Staying true to yourself isn't about being stubborn. It's about knowing your core and being willing to adapt without compromising that essence. It's dancing to your own beat while still being part of the larger rhythm of life. The power to stay true to yourself in a judgmental world, it's already inside you. It's in every choice you make to honor your authentic self, in every moment you choose courage over conformity. But how do we take all this and apply it to our messy, complicated everyday lives? That's what we're diving into next. Get ready to turn these ideas into real, practical steps you can start using today. Let's dive into some real-life scenarios where detachment can be a game changer. Picture yourself walking into a room full of judgmental people, your heart racing. Now imagine feeling calm, unbothered, even powerful. Sounds too good to be true? It's not. It's the power of detachment in action. We all know those moments when someone's criticism hits hard, or when scrolling through social media leaves us feeling like everyone else has it better. These situations put our ability to let go to the test. But here's the thing. Detachment isn't about pretending these things don't affect us. It's about taking back control of our reactions. Take that room full of judgmental people. Instead of letting their opinions dictate your worth, try this. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that their thoughts are just that, thoughts. They don't define you. Your value comes from within. It's like putting on an invisible shield that lets you engage with others without absorbing their negativity. Now, let's tackle that social media envy. Next time you feel that pang of, why not me? Remember, you're seeing highlight reels, not real life. Instead of getting caught up in comparisons, use it as inspiration. What specific aspects of those posts excite you? How can you bring those elements into your life in a way that feels authentic? When difficult emotions hit in the moment, try this. Focus on your breath. Notice the physical sensations in your body and observe your thoughts without judgment. It's like hitting the pause button on your emotional reactions, giving you space to choose how you want to respond. As you practice detachment in these everyday scenarios, you're not just changing your reactions, you're transforming your entire approach to life. You're building resilience, finding inner peace, and creating space for real connections. So, what happens when we truly embrace this way of living? Let's explore how detachment can reshape your world and open up new possibilities. Life after mastering detachment is like stepping into a whole new reality. That constant buzz of anxiety in the back of your mind, gone. The need to constantly check your phone for likes and comments, a thing of the past. Instead, you're left with a sense of calm and confidence that radiates from within. But let's be real for a second. The idea of letting go can be scary. You might worry that detachment means losing your passion or becoming cold and distant. Trust me, that's not the case at all. When you stop clinging so tightly to outcomes and others' opinions, you create space for deeper, more authentic connections. I've seen it happen time and time again. Take me, for example. I used to struggle with perfectionism at work, always doubting my abilities and comparing myself to others. After practicing detachment, I learned to focus on my own growth rather than external validation. The result? My creativity flourished, and I started taking on projects and doing things I previously thought were out of my league. Hence how we ended up here. When you master detachment, you're changing how you approach every aspect of life. Imagine pursuing your dreams without the paralyzing fear of failure. Picture having difficult conversations with ease, knowing your self-worth isn't tied to the outcome. That's the kind of freedom we're talking about. Your relationships evolve too. You create space for others to be themselves, free from your projections and expectations. It's like upgrading from a shaky foundation to solid ground. Everything just feels more stable and authentic. So, are you ready to experience this new level of freedom? Because once you start living with detachment, you'll unlock a version of yourself you never knew existed. It's time to let go and level up. As we wrap up our journey through the beauty of detachment, remember this: true freedom starts within you. It's about mastering your inner world, not controlling everything around you. This week, I challenge you to pick one detachment technique we've explored and really commit to it. Maybe it's setting a clear boundary or taking a deep breath before reacting to criticism. Whatever you choose, give it your all. You have the power to choose emotional freedom. It's not always easy, but it's so worth it. Every time you practice detachment, you're reclaiming a piece of yourself. You're choosing to be authentic and at peace instead of constantly seeking approval. Remember, letting go isn't weakness, it's strength. So go flex those emotional skills and start your journey to true freedom. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and drop a flower emoji in the comments.